Yo, how's it going? Back to the video, and today I'm talking about how the Kawhi Leonard disrespect is getting a little bit out of control, and he is quickly becoming one of the more underrated players in the entire NBA. Kawhi Leonard has proven over and over again that he can win anywhere he goes. He has 2 NBA championships with 2 different NBA teams. That just is not something that a lot of players can do, and Kawhi Leonard is on a short list of the players that can in fact bring winning wherever he goes, no matter what team he goes to. So I'll begin to a few reasons why I personally think Kawhi Leonard is criminally underrated right now, and a lot of people are starting to really disrespect him, and I'll be getting to all that in the video. So if that does sound interesting to you, please hit the like button and subscribe button. It means the absolute word to me. And without further ado, without running on too much, let's get right into this video. So the first thing I want to get into this video is going to be that he has proven that wherever he goes, he is going to bring winning. I know I touched a little bit of that in the intro, but I want to dive into that a little bit deeper. And the reason I want to is because only a very few amount of players in the NBA can go to a team and make them an instant, at least playoff contender, no matter who they are. And it goes like LeBron, Kawhi, Luka, Jokic probably now, Embiid probably now, but a very short list. I might have missed a few people, but that's basically the bulk of the list. Not many players can just go to a team and make them an instant playoff contender by themselves, but he is one of those players that can do that. And he has proven that time and time again over his entire career. Now, you could argue in his first NBA championship, he was kind of carried because he did have Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili on that team, but you can also argue that that team doesn't win the finals without Kawhi Leonard either, because although Kawhi Leonard was not the Kawhi we all know right now, he wasn't the always defensive player of the year candidate, always MVP candidate type player, he was still a very solid player, as in the year that he won the finals with the Spurs, he averaged 14 points per game, 3 steals per game, 2 assists per game, 7 rebounds per game on decent efficiencies as well. So although obviously not what he currently is, was still a very above average player and very good player for them. And without him, you can easily argue that he would not have had that first NBA Finals if he wasn't on that team, obviously. But you know what I mean, like the Spurs wouldn't have won that Finals without Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard wouldn't have won the Finals without Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and Tony Parker. So you can really say it was a mutually beneficial relationship with all of them, and no one really cared anyone. They were just all 4 very good players, and that was back when the San Antonio Spurs were still one of the top teams in the league every single season due to that big 3 that they had. And then you add Kawhi to that team was very good, and that's why they ended up beating LeBron James in the NBA Finals, and for him to get his first NBA championship ring in his entire career. But then even after that, after he left the Spurs to prove that he was a star and got traded to the Toronto Raptors, that was probably his, not even probably, that was by far his most impressive ring out of the 2, because he not only had a great statistical season where he led them to a 58-24 record, and throughout the entire season was able to average 26 points per game, 1 block per game, 2 steals per game, 4 assists per game, and 9 rebounds per game, and then obviously he got a championship from that. But what makes it even more impressive is that the 3 years prior to him getting there, when they had DeMar DeRozan, they finished in the second round twice, and they made the conference finals 1 time, and they all had similar records. So despite them finishing with similar records and having a very talented team still, they could not get past the Eastern Conference when it came to making the NBA Finals. But the second they got Kawhi Leonard was the second they made the finals and won the finals, which I think is very impressive. Now, you could say a healthy Golden State Warriors team probably beats the Toronto Raptors, and honestly, you're probably right, but that team would have beat any other team in the entire NBA. That Golden State Warriors team fully healthy was insane, and injuries happen every single season, and it just so happened the injuries went against the Warriors that year, and you cannot fault the Toronto Raptors or Kawhi Leonard for that, as they have literally zero control over how another team gets injured or not, and you still can't take away the argument that Kawhi Leonard is the only reason they were able to even make the NBA Finals in the first place. So overall, I think the point that Kawhi Leonard is one of the few players in the league that can legitimately bring winning to pretty much any team he goes to is very supported with a lot of evidence. And now I know you could say the Clippers, they haven't really won yet, but when he has been healthy, they have been a successful team, and he really has had a lot of unfortunate events happen to him since he's really gotten with the Clippers, so I don't blame him fully. Now, if he goes this year without being like at least a finals contender and they're a fully healthy team, then you can kind of make the argument that maybe he doesn't bring winning, he's not the same player he used to be. But as of right now, I don't think it's fair to say that with the Clippers he hasn't won yet, because he hasn't been there that long and he hasn't really had the most fair shot yet since he has been with the Clippers. So I think giving him at least 1 more year with them being fully healthy is what we need to see if he can legitimately make that team a finals contender going into the next season. Now, the second thing I really want to get into for the video is going to be the recency bias that a lot of people are showing. And a lot of people's like top 10 NBA players list, Kawhi Leonard is nowhere to be found. Now, although there are a lot of great NBA players, Kawhi Leonard is in the top 10 when he is fully healthy. You almost just can't debate it. Like, he has 2 NBA finals, he's a perennial MVP candidate, he's a perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidate, and every single year that he's fully healthy. And you just cannot argue that Kawhi Leonard is not a top 10 player. And no matter where he goes, they're going to become a finals contender. Not many players can do what he can do. He's one of the best defenders in the league, one of the best offensive players in the league, and he's probably a top 5 two-way player in the entire NBA, hands down. So I think for sure Kawhi Leonard has to be in the top 10, and a lot of people on their list have been leaving Kawhi Leonard out. Now, that's a lot due to, like I said, recency bias, because he hasn't played in a very long time and people kind of forget how good he is, but I just think that is extremely disrespectful to how good of a player Kawhi Leonard is. To say he's not top 10 is absolutely insane. Now, like, I love Luka. Luka's a great player, but I wouldn't put him over Kawhi as of right now. Luka has to win a little bit more for him to be able to get over Kawhi Leonard right now. So I think for sure if Luka's in a lot of people's top 10, you have to include Kawhi Leonard, and I just don't see a lot of people doing it and giving him the respect that he fully deserves. And I know it probably sounds like I'm coming off as a Kawhi Leonard fan or a Clippers fan or some other fan of his teams before, and I'm really not. I'm a New Orleans Pelicans fan. I could really care less whether Kawhi Leonard plays or not. I just think the disrespect he's been getting has been very unjustified and very unfair to him as a player, and I think he just deserves a little bit more credit than what he has been getting, and I think he's really going to put a lot of people on notice going into the 2022 through 2023 season. But unfortunately, guys, that's me for this video. So do you agree with me? Do you think Kawhi is getting disrespected unjustly? Do you think he deserves it? Do you think he's better than what people are saying? Do you think he's worse? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you like me, point to like button, subscribe button, it means the absolute word to me. And I hope you have a blessed day. Have a blessed day. So you need to have a blessed day. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah, blah, blah.